I mean when I said paying dues, I mean...
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
I'm trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
We are being broadcasted live at lifestyleradio.ca as well as at Spreaker Radio. I'm your host, Al Graham. Today on the Pace Radio Show, Northern Ontario Kim Cooper returns, and she has brought us not one but two guests from way up north who are involved in some northern cannabis business. It's always nice to hear about businesses up in the northern part of Ontario, and this business helps help with healing people. But before we get to meet Kim's guests, Kim and I are going to have a quick chat. Kim?
Good evening, Al. How are we all doing tonight?
Well, I'm not doing too bad as long as I'm sitting down and not trying to walk around.
Uh-oh. Problems walking around right now?
Yeah. It's just I got to say I've blown 2 feet. I got a bit of tendinitis going on, so...
Oh, I feel for you there. I have it in my hand, but not my leg, thank God. But I am familiar with the good old sciatica pain.
Yes. Yeah, it's not much fun, but hey, life goes on. You still got to do some stuff, right?
That's it. We keep plugging along.
That's right. You got to keep educating and talking to people about the cannabis and get the truth out there. So can't have a little bit of this slow me down. So
that's it. We're needed.
Yeah, that's right. We all are. As far as our news, we got a few things we want to bring up tonight. When it comes to news, we see there's a report out there that the Ontario Premier Kathleen Wynne is still pushing the LCBO model as the best option for selling cannabis.
Yeah. Well, I've got a couple things I want to say about this. Number one, I don't get it. Once again, we've discussed this in the past when she first came out with this idea way back when. It's on the Health Canada website under precautions to look at while using cannabis as a medication, and it's like big bold letters. It's red, and it says, "Do not consume alcohol with cannabis." So why on earth would they be sold in the same venue is my first go-to thing on this. I mean, it's completely against what Health Canada recommends and what they stand by. So I don't see the reasoning in putting them together. On the other hand, once it becomes recreational aspect, I don't initially really have a problem with them doing it, provided it's not a monopoly situation. If you want to include the LCBO as one of the places, then I'm fine with that, as long as dispensaries and other avenues are still available for patients.
Oh, yeah, it has to be available. Like, I look at it as, if it's going to be under the LCBO, then it should be dispensed the same way where, people could get permits, or it could be sold in other outlets, because, they're trying to push this thing about, it seems to be the LCBO only knows how to ask for ID. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of places that ask for ID for anywhere from alcohol to tobacco.
Exactly. And that's why, as long as it's not just the monopoly and it's just the LCBO and it's forcing patients to go to the LCBO now, and I mean that I'm totally 100% against. I don't think it should ever happen. And Health Canada obviously will have to change their website to suit Ontario's new ideas, I guess, in order for them to be compliant with the federal standing as it is in this situation. But if the LCBO does gain a piece of the market once rec comes. I think that will help open the doors back up to helping vapor lounges continue to succeed, and it would negate Bill 178 that we're fighting right now, and it is going into law in Ontario, because there are alcohol consumption sites right now, such as bars, where you can buy a shot. So, and if it's going to be sold in a liquor store, then there's got to be venues where you can buy individual portions, so to speak, in a bar type situation.
Yeah. You know, be able to buy it at a lounge if you ever get that situation straightened around. Talking about lounges. See, there's a few of them are closing the doors.
Sad day today when I got that message from our friend who we just had on the show recently, Mr. Michael Puff Dog. It's a sad day. Puff Dog's Vapor Lounge in St. Catharines has announced today that it is closing its doors July the 1st.
Yeah, yes. Vapor Social has also announced that they're going to close their doors July 1st.
Yes, Vapor Social is closing. They are coming back open, I believe, with a new plan.
Are they?
For looking at doing some research-based plan facility. But Michael's, I'm sad to say, is just outright closing at this time.
So it sounds like the Vapor Social is doing the same as Sessions in Kingston.
Yeah, that's the scuttlebutt anyway that I'm hearing. They're discussing it. It's been talked about. It's been mentioned. You know, in order to try and keep some of these places alive. Whether or not it happens or not is another story, but it's being discussed. Yeah,
and like you said, it's unfortunate to hear about Michael, because he's been doing a great job there. You know, just recently, just raised over $5,000 for kids with autism.
Yeah, I mean, he is a strong member of that community for sure. He contributes, and that lounge contributes to the community as a whole. The donations and the fundraising that he does for things that are not cannabis related. I mean, it's a sin to see these kind of establishments that are set in the communities, helping communities, and now they're closing the doors. What happens to all of the patients that attend these places? We're putting them back on the street.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You know,
so where's the safety for the children? Where's the safety for the public if patients are now using, vaporizing, and smoking cannabis on street corners again, like it was way back when? How do you differentiate a patient from someone who's a non-patient? Are all patients going to be hassled every time they have to consume their medication?
No, and they shouldn't have to be. You know? No.
But how are the police? Otherwise, how are the police going to?
Oh, yeah.
Who's
and how is a business going to? Yeah, and how is a business going to just tell the difference as far
That's
as
right.
Yeah. And I know at one time Toronto was talking about medical marijuana consumption facilities.
Yeah.
As a name, so they come up with something, but I don't. Maybe come legalization, and as time goes along, if these lounges are forced to close, that hopefully something returns, and some of these people can get back and doing what they've been known to do for years.
Yeah, well, they started it, 20 years ago in BC, and these have been operating without incident and being strong members of their communities ever since.
Oh, for sure. I completely agree with you. And talking about businesses and cannabis, we have some guests tonight.
We do.
Yes.
I have some exciting guests tonight in a brand new direction.
And these guys, they live up north, and they run a cannabis business, which is great. We love that. So, okay, so I'd like to welcome. I'm gonna have to apologize here before I even get into names. Sorry, guys, but I'm gonna try the best I can do here. But I'd like to welcome ChiNini Ogimaa and Troy McGill to the Pace Radio Show. How'd I do, guys?
Honey, how are you?
Oh, can I get you to say your name?
My name is ChiNini Nibi Ogimaa.
ChiNini Ogimaa.
ChiNini Nibi Ogimaa.
ChiNini Nibi Ogimaa.
Oh, okay.
Nibi Ogimaa.
Trying our best. Trying our best. I might just
Oh,
ask you
boy.
this.
Fine, that's fine.
No.
We slaughter some people's names, and we really, really apologize.
We
We're just
do.
very tongue-tied. We're not able to get our tongues to do that for some reason.
Yes. Alrighty. Okay, guys. Usually what we do here is I get my joint host, and tonight is Kim. Get things going, ask some questions, and I'll come along and jump in when needed, and we'll go from there.
All right.
Awesome.
Alrighty.
Awesome. Thank you very much for the intro, Al. Really appreciate that and our conversation prior. ChiNini, how are you? I am so happy to have you on the show, and Troy as well. This is our first meeting. I have been speaking to ChiNini for, oh boy, it's got to be close to a year now, hasn't it?
Oh, about that. Yep. Has to be.
Yeah. We've been communicating a little bit along the way, and you've been informing me of your plan there. We're just going to let people have a chance to get a bit of an overview from you of who exactly you are, the area that you live in here in Northern Ontario, which I'm happy to represent. And I guess talk a little bit about your native and you live on a reserve. So tell us
Yes.
a little bit about ChiNini.
ChiNini, I guess I've been working with my grandparents. I lived with my grandparents my whole life, and they put me down the path of First Nations way. And then a few years ago, I got, after trucking and a few other things, building homes, stuff like that, I got really interested in going back to our cultural ways and utilizing what we have here on the earth as resources instead of trying to build something out of what we already have. So I started researching on hemp and a bunch of other unique Mother Nature medicines that are available. And I did research on why it was illegal and why, and like how the pros and cons of each plant weighed, varying the pharmaceuticals and alcohol, as you say, and because I had a little issue with that in my past. But so about 10 years now, 5 straight years, I've been working on ChiNini Nature's Wonderland here in Garden River, Ontario, to bring awareness to the north and our beautiful lands here, which are beautiful. I've posted pictures all over our falls and our Great Lakes and what the city has to offer. And I come up with a ChiNini Nature's Wonderland plan with Alan Elliott and Troy and a few other great men, and looking at working on getting a school, putting a school design for green school, and utilizing more education on our hemp industry and how it can benefit pretty much the world.
Fabulous.
Sorry,
Yeah, I've been watching the plans develop for the last year. They started off, fairly simple. Now they're quite extensive, very impressive lineup of plans. You're planning on building with natural materials such as hempcrete and things like that, cannabis education, and you're also looking at the possibility, once you're up and running, of also housing for a cannabis retreat.
Yes, of course. It all boils down to the cannabis retreat. I feel that being in big cities and around large crowds, a lot of people have, well, I do anyway, issues with that. So I figured something where both adults and children can enjoy would be most beneficial. There's no alcohol on site. There won't be any other types of medication you can freely use, as well, not around the children or anything, but we'll have a lounge there, and you'll have your own greencrete homes, or we also have teepees that will be available, tree houses, yurts. We'll have other areas within our location that we have beautiful beaches where we'll be able to go and camp there. North of us, we have more waterfalls, the Great Canadian Trails up that way. It ties in our whole city from the Bluffs, which is Gros Cap here, and you get to see all the transportation with them with the waterways right through the Great Locks all the way down to our great farming lands in Echo Bay and stuff, and all our mountains in between, and biking trails, horseback riding. It's just truly nature's wonderland and people need to, alongside with being properly medicated and alongside with the nature, right? And nature being part of our life, we're all connected to her in one. So I feel that I've never found any harm or anything from cannabis in any way since I've been medicated, and from anything else that I've ever tried, being prescription or even alcohol. Found out that it's more of a calming. It's you get your stuff done, and your how do you say that? Your I'm not
coherent
right now.
level.
Yeah, and you're patient. You feel like a kid. You have a beautiful life. You're happy. You're not bothered by everyday stresses, and you can cope with the way the world is now. I feel
back to
myself
nature.
Back to nature. Be the creator nature intended. I mean, we all come from nature. We all need to go back there, and might as well enjoy it on the way.
That's it. Back to nature.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful plan.
Oh,
I
sounds
gotta
gorgeous.
say, I can't wait to come out to Sault Ste. Marie. I am planning a trip this summer to get out there at some point. I'm trying to get it into my schedule before summer is over, just so I can look at the grounds and continue to talk and take some photographs and follow this until its completion for sure. And I definitely will be one of your first people at this retreat, no doubt in my mind. Educational aspects are all involved in this as well, teaching classes and so forth on uses, as well as a host of other natural remedies and natural products and natural ways of life.
Yes. Well, the center itself will incorporate 4 distinct yet interrelated strategic business segments under the single hemp umbrella, right? It'll include agriculture, education, renewable energy, tourism. It's a common hallmark for each individual business. It'll be a state-of-the-art facility using smart trees, using other technologies, Noka Energy, BTEC Energy, all green energies. There's G-Bolt coming involved for the hempcrete. There's greencrete domes, even hobbit holes where we can enjoy the earth. Troy will elaborate a little more on the holistic side of it. But the facility, it'll incorporate 21st century technology and the old world charm, First Nations charm, teepees, central fires, powwows, sweat lodges, everything that we grew and loved back in our way of life that my grandparents, Chief Nebergoching and Shingwak, enjoyed all these years. The attention, it's a service to meet the demand and the discriminating imperatives of hemp. It's designed, the whole center is designed to be the model for what the future will be, right? Bringing back our past, bringing back who we truly are,
Yeah. Fabulous. I want to stay in a teepee.
Well, if you've seen our overview, yeah, you would want to too. I mean, they're beautiful. They're state of the art. They come with everything, and fully off the grid, and they're set to live the beautiful life.
Nice. I gotta jump in here, guys. We'll have to learn more about those teepees when we come back from break.
Okay,
right.
time to pay some bills.
Yes, that's right. Time to pay some bills.
And we'll get Troy back in on this.
We'll get Troy back in. Yes, we did lose Troy, and we'll get him back in on the break here. Tonight, our bumper music is by Lefty Nelson, and you'll be hearing a song called "I Wanna Marijuana." Then Kim and I will continue our talk with ChiNini. How did I do that time?
ChiNini.
And we'll bring Troy back. This is the Pace Radio Show at lifestyleradio.ca.
I took a Greyhound down to Tijuana to wed a pretty thing. Her name was Juana. She had big green eyes and long blonde hair. Great little curves everywhere. Oh, Juana.
Canada, the time to act is now. These days, your customers are seeking variety. Increase your earning potential by expanding your inventory with CC Nexus, Canada's largest cannabis seed wholesaler. CC Nexus stocks over 60 reputable breeders, including Canuck seeds, with a wealth of autoflower, regular, feminized, and CBD strains. All first-time customers will receive a free pack of Canuck seeds, plus a mug, t-shirt, and additional promotional materials. Add strains and increase your profit with CC Nexus, your Canadian-owned and operated wholesaler of cannabis seeds. Discreet, worldwide stealth shipping from Canada, supporting you locally. Call today, 1-844-843-7995, 1-844-843-7995, or visit us at ccnexus.global.
The following is a public service announcement from the Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners Society. The Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners Society is a non-profit organization dedicated to ensuring improved access to therapeutic cannabis and cannabis byproducts in Canada. With a federal government that has committed to legalizing cannabis, we feel it is our duty to ensure that the medicinal use of cannabis doesn't get lost in the process and that there are clear distinctions made between the medicinal and recreational use of cannabis. It is our mission to ensure that government regulation doesn't get in the way of a sick, disabled, or terminally ill person's right to use or produce this amazing natural health product. If you would like to get involved, you can contact us on the internet, www.canadiantherapeuticCannabisPartners.com, on Facebook, CTCP Society, or search Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners.
This is Al Graham of the Pace Radio Show. Are you keeping pace, as in keeping people advocating cannabis education? If you're not, and you're a cannabis consumer, then why not? Others are working hard every day to help educate people about cannabis so you can enjoy your daily 420. Get involved and speak out. Be loud and proud so that you can keep pace. Tune into the Pace Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to hear about people advocating cannabis education here on lifestyleradio.ca.
Growing your own vegetables, flowers, or even medicinal plants can be a challenge without the right equipment and proper know-how. At BMA Hydroponics, not only are they your urban horticultural experts and suppliers, but their staff holds the customer's needs paramount to making a sale. Family-owned with decades of experience and knowledge, they offer free advice in person, by phone, or email. BMA Hydroponics wants to ensure you have the advice you need, which is why you'll find tips and tricks on different ways to grow, like wick, ebb and flow, drip, or aeroponic system, as well as other helpful links at bmahydroponics.com. If you can't find what you're looking for, just let them know, and they'll do everything they can to get what you're looking for. At BMA Hydroponics, each staff member also possesses a federal exemptee MMAR license, making their strong suit empathy, experience, and dedication to their customers. Because when you know how to grow, you'll have results that make you proud. BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. Visit bmahydroponics.com.
BMA offers cannabinoid testing, so if you want to prove you've got good medicine, head to BMA Hydroponics and prove it.
Help me please, I need to spend the rest of my days with Wanda. I wanna marry Wanda, she makes me feel...
Hello and welcome back. We are the Pace Radio Show and we are live at lifestyleradio.ca as well as on Spreaker Radio. Tune into this week's Friday edition of the 420 Radio Show. Why? Because they are having Fabian Henry, the man behind Marijuana for Trauma, on as their guest. What's Fabian think about the shortage of the LPs when it comes to the cannabis for the vets? The vet gets used to one strain, finds it works good for his PTSD, then they run out of a strain. What's he think about that? I'm sure he's got an opinion. And I'm sure he's got an opinion on a few other things that will be discussed. So tune in this Friday from 7 to 9 to catch Al, Ross, Marcel, and Lori as they talk to their guest, Fabian Henry, of Marijuana for Trauma, live at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. this Friday night, lifestyleradio.ca. And now, 420radio.ca as well. That's a new one. Like that one, too. Tonight on the Pace Radio Show, I'm joined by our guest, ChiNini Ogimaa, and he is involved with the ChiNini Nature Wonderland, and my joint host, Northern Ontario, Kim Cooper. Kim?
Hello, and welcome back, everybody. I enjoyed my break. How about you, Al?
I sure did. Got my vaporizer here all filled back up again.
There you go.
Got the bag filled. That way it doesn't make a lot of noise during the show, right? So.
There you go. Break time's always good for that.
Exactly. Okay, during this first segment, we got to hear about the Wonderland here. It sounds really, really beautiful. I'm looking forward to hearing some more.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait to get out there myself. I've personally seen a lot of the photographs from this property, and examined some of the plans and stuff. And wow, I can't wait until this gets off the ground. It'll be a huge hit for Northern Ontario and for tourism and everything else, along with for patient access resources here in the north, which are so needed.
ChiNini, I got your name closer there.
Yeah, you got it right that time.
Okay, good, super. Practice makes perfect. When are you planning on open?
Oh, I was hoping on opening this year. We had a slight fire. The building that we were going to use to start the dispensary and the store. We were going to do glass and gifts, First Nations, trinkets, toys. What else were we going to do there? My Family Fridays, ChiNini Family Fridays, Indian tacos, famous Indian tacos. We're going to go in there. And then tours through the back. I wanted to do it this year, but we had a fire, and that's why we had to go. And well, we didn't have a fire. Somebody had a fire for me, I guess. Yeah.
So with these tacos, would you have? I'm going to ask you too about your dispensary here too. With these tacos, would there be any medicated tacos?
If you wanted some, yeah.
They'd be really hot, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that would be good.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
They'd be a big seller.
They're already fabulous. Okay. They're well wanted here in town and all over. So I mean, and they're super yummy. They're huge. I only charge $5 per one, but they're the big styrofoam containers. They have fit one right in there. It's used with bannock and traditional foods, so it's really good.
Oh, I love bannock.
Yeah.
It's my fave. I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, we were going to start in the old home that I had there. We were starting to rebuild. We tore the roof down and other things. It was built out of an old trailer, 75, same year as I was born, trailer, and we were revamping it for the family fires. We're moving from in town out to there just to bring awareness out. Yeah, and then we had the fire, so we kind of had to all move into town and start from scratch, I guess, from there.
Oh, yes. Too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's good to know that the fire didn't stop you, and you're so dedicated to this. That
yes, of course.
The delay ain't gonna make no difference. You still want to get this done.
Mm-hmm.
So
I still want to get it done. We're investing now in searching for investors now because we went the road of the government and the city, and we asked for old schools that were being demolished or not used, and just start the green school from there, and then that would bring more awareness towards a project. But we haven't heard an answer back from either the city or the government, so I decided, 5 years is enough, and trying to work with grants, and I went the other route and started doing the community, what's that called? A community GoFundMe, I guess it was called.
Yeah.
Or GoFundMe,
and community outreach and awareness and campaigning. I mean, that all helps bring funds and awareness.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And then when I reached out to Kim and everybody else, and I started meeting some great people. Met Don Breyer through who Kim asked or mentioned, and I researched and met him. Very great guy, amongst a bunch of other ones that are we're all fighting for the same cause, right? I just didn't know if I can mention any names, but
Don Breer is a great guy. He's the founder for Weeds. He offers franchises and stuff. I was very happy to put you in touch with him.
Yeah, he's a fabulous guy. I would love, we're in talks right now about starting the weed retreat in the Green Creek Domes and other venues that he's working on. And, everything is just perfect and fabulous. Having a store there on site, being First Nations, and, we have a little more leeway on Walgreens and being at our unique Mother Nature medicines, it would be kind of like looking at at something that you wouldn't want to get into with somebody, because we use it as our medicines, right? So
right.
With the First Nations now,
a lot of us, a lot of people do use it as medicine. What I'm wondering, okay, and I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyways. I got a couple questions. Are you doing this on a reserve?
Yes, we are on reserve.
Okay, now which leads me to the next question, because I'm located where I am near a couple of reserves as well, and the one of them has a dispensary in it, and from what my understanding is, what they're looking at it as is down the future. It appears that the federal government is going to hand regulation, control, and everything over to the provincial governments. And you guys would be then probably basically exempt from the provincial law?
Yes, we're federal, eh? We don't work, work with provincial. We work with all laws, obviously, we're a provincial, we're federal.
Federal. And that would be a provincial law that would be set up so you could basically go around that and allow you to set up a dispensary.
Oh, yes, of course. The weed retreat, the dispensary, everything. We're using hemp as building materials. I mean, that's in our code of ethics. That's our law to use our Mother Nature as we see fit, right? And we're cutting trees down left, right, and center, and it's just not right when we have hemp readily available. We have a 125-acre farm ready for seeds right now. But we want to do it on our own. We don't want to go through government channels. We want to, utilize our amnesty and being First Nations landowners anyway.
Yeah. Now, are you doing this? Do you have to go through band council for approval for all this, or?
I'm my own sole proprietorship. When I first started 10 years ago, they didn't want to see, greenhouses or green living, or, everybody was still stuck on society and getting to town or getting, the groceries from Walmart or wherever. And, I guess everybody's stuck in the society role. And just now, the last few years, everybody's trying to get back to nature,
That's right.
And so I've mentioned it. I mentioned it. We have a really good new First Nations leader in Garden River now, who is searching for new renewable energies, or new job opportunities for our whole community.
That's right.
Great guy. Great guy. So once we start rolling, I might take the direction, but for now, I'm going to keep it a sole proprietorship. I feel it being best because I built it. And it's just for have somebody else to have a hand in control on it. I wouldn't want anything to go wrong. I guess I would want he's had his plan all these years. You want to see it through. Completely agree. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kim, Go ahead. I've got some more questions, but I keep talking, so I'm just gonna let you go ahead here.
Not a problem. They were all great questions.
I'll get them in before the show is over.
You sure will. You always got time for Al. For sure. I mean, the plans sound amazing. And you taking hold of sole proprietorship. Now, with the delay of the opening, do you have a tentative new date for a delay? Are you going to try and be ready for, like, the start of next summer or spring?
Well, with our greenhouses here going in, the store itself and the main site project, I would like open before the end of summer, depending on who's investing in. I would like to see at least a storefront, ChiNini Family Fridays, so we can have a place to eat, and then, people can come. We already have lodging available, like parks that are, like Ojibwe Park is here, and we have another park closer to town that people can bring their campers, and I still would do all the tours of the lands and fishing and, sightseeing and all of that. That's always been a goal. It's just the building would have to be stationary for office and everything first thing.
Right on. So you're going to get that going hopefully by the end of this summer. Perfect. So we'll be up and going for 2016. That's awesome. No more waiting. I'm so sad that you lost your original building, or you'd be open already. The dispensary aspect of it, are you going to be independent, or are you looking at franchising through one of the existing companies that you've been speaking to? Do you have any plans on how that's going to work?
I wanted to franchise off because, like I said, my main project is the ChiNini Nature's Wonderland for family. Being the weed retreat and the franchise, I feel that the government and powers to be wouldn't have much of a say if a franchise would come and take us on,
Right. Protection all the way across the board sounds like a great plan.
They would
Are you
have,
hoping to have the dispensary open at the same time at the end of the summer, or is that something that's going to be put on hold?
No, I would like to get the dispensary open as soon as possible. Also, at the start of the store, I would like to get into. That's another reason why I wanted to get in with a franchise, because they would have the legal documents and everything else that I've already collected from, say, you and other people. But to put it all together, that business part of the whole project is kind of what I need.
Right. Guidance
I'm
on
a creator,
the business end on how to assemble your documents.
I don't write on it.
Yeah. So you need some help with your documentation and stuff and filings and so forth.
Yeah, the business aspect of the whole thing. Yeah, the creation part of it and the tours, all that's covered. The business, putting it together, putting it out there, and having everything like legalized and finalized properly. The proper doctors, the proper paperwork for patients, stuff like that. And then once they're already, I don't know if I should mention it, but they're already looking at putting in a store here in the Sioux and a dispensary. So if they're going to do that outside of the First Nations, then chances are us doing it, there won't be any holdback on it.
Yeah. Well, I'd be interested in hearing more about the one that's opening in the Sioux, considering so many in Ontario are now closing.
Well, the ones we had the big raids there in Toronto, but are other ones closing outside of the city?
I don't know if the lounge closures are going to affect dispensary closures, because a lot of the dispensaries have lounges built in.
Those ones, yeah, that affect those ones. But okay.
And see, being with us, you'd be able to utilize us as a lounge too, right? In the back.
Because you're federal. So you could set up a lounge. You wouldn't be covered under Bill 173.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Plus
right.
We're landlocked in by two major highways and a waterway. So chances are getting out of the park or out of our area would it's that makes it obsolete for our guests.
How far north of Toronto are you?
I'd say about 7 hours. We're right directly center of the Great Lakes.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right on Highway 17, right before Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, Garden River.
Good.
Yeah, it's a great area.
So people would find it.
And don't forget too, those that are interested in taking a vacation in that type of an area, it's just across the bridge and you're in Michigan.
Yep, you're 5 minutes from Michigan, and we do have a lot of supporters that are waiting from Michigan side. They're coming over once we open and once we start with the Green Creek Domes. And I've already had people offer monthly rentals and just to be able to come and stay for the weekends at a time, you know.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of traffic for sure, especially if other areas that are covered under the new bill under WIN, if you're the only avenue available, then that will draw huge business.
Yeah, I also been speaking with, I think you mentioned it before, the First Nations that's near you, that has the dispensary. I just got in contact with them about how and what and why. You know me, just getting nosy, but yeah, they're waiting on a callback from them, and that would be in Mohawk territory, right?
Yes, they are, and actually, I'll be seeing them tomorrow.
Oh, beautiful!
Well,
maybe we should get.
Yeah,
I've been trying to get a hold of them. I tried to get a ride down. My friend goes down and sees them. And him and his wife go down there all the time, and they keep me updated. But yeah, they're supposed to be really supportive, and you know, being First Nations, this could link. And I know a friend of mine, he had mentioned my name and what I was doing, and the owner had his eyes kind of lit up. So I'm sure if you mention my name, he'll know what you're talking about already.
Oh, I'm sure. I'll be talking to them tomorrow, just so everybody knows who we're talking about. And I don't mind mentioning them because they advertise in our Grassroots Advocate that goes out by PACE, which they donate magazines to No Sir, distribute up there, and that's Legacy 420. So
yes, there are sponsor for NOSER, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Reform, which is how we got in touch with ChiNini. Here is through our organization, and that is actually the dispensary on First Nations property that distributes our magazines in Northern Ontario. They pay for the shipping for them to come here.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys, we gotta go for break. Pay those bills again.
All right, one more.
Yeah, time to hear a little bit more of that Lefty Nelson. And then when we return, Kim and I will continue this conversation with ChiNini. And you're listening to the Pace Radio Show here at lifestyleradio.ca. Listen to the Pace Radio.
To a white lace dress that fits so tight, so smoking hot, she lit up the night. Love was in the air, everywhere. No one else will ever compare to
Growing your own vegetables, flowers, or even medicinal plants can be a challenge without the right equipment and proper know-how. At BMA Hydroponics, not only are they your urban horticultural experts and suppliers, but their staff holds the customer's needs paramount to making a sale. Family-owned with decades of experience and knowledge, they offer free advice in person, by phone, or email. BMA Hydroponics wants to ensure you have the advice you need, which is why you'll find tips and tricks on different ways to grow, like wick, ebb and flow, drip, or aeroponics system, as well as other helpful links at bmahydroponics.com. If you can't find what you're looking for, just let them know, and they'll do everything they can to get what you're looking for. At BMA Hydroponics, each staff member also possesses a federal exemptee MMAR license, making their strong suit empathy, experience, and dedication to their customers. Because when you know how to grow, you'll have results that make you proud. BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. Visit bmahydroponics.com.
BMA offers cannabinoid testing, so if you want to prove you've got good medicine, head to BMA Hydroponics and prove it.
The National Task Force on Medicinal Cannabis is a group of not-for-profit organizations dedicated to influencing government policy with factual evidence. Our mission is to ensure that a constitutional medical program is developed that will address the concerns of all Canadians that require therapeutic cannabis. The task force is looking for dedicated people who are willing to contribute to our cause. We have formed this task force to foster a unified approach and focus on lobbying the federal government and Health Canada. We represent the combined expertise of thousands of patients with more than a decade of experience. As a task force participant, you, your business, or your group will have an opportunity to show that you care and offer your unique skills to promote the cause. If you would like to get involved, go to medcanataskforce.org. That's medcanataskforce.org and use the Contact Us link to get started. Help us help you.
Tune into the Pace Radio Show and catch Kim Cooper, Debbie Stoll-Skiffen, or Alison Merlin, along with myself, Al Graham, as we talk to Canadian and international cannabis advocates who are working hard to help patients and to end cannabis prohibition. Catch us live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at lifestyleradio.ca.
Canada, the time to act is now. These days, your customers are seeking variety. Increase your earning potential by expanding your inventory with CC Nexus, Canada's largest cannabis seed wholesaler. CC Nexus stocks over 60 reputable breeders, including Canuck seeds, with a wealth of autoflower, regular, feminized, and CBD strains. All first-time customers will receive a free pack of Canuck seeds, plus a mug, t-shirt, and additional promotional materials. Add strains and increase your profit with CC Nexus, your Canadian-owned and operated wholesaler of cannabis seeds. Discreet, worldwide stealth shipping from Canada, supporting you locally. Call today, 1-844-843-7995, 1-844-843-7995, or visit us at ccnexus.global.
I told Warner I'd take her away back to good old US of A. When it was time to leave, she'd have to lay low with a...
Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in to the Pace Radio Show. I can tell you, the two of them, they got married, made it to Los Angeles or Las Vegas. We are live tonight here at lifestyleradio.ca as well as on Spreaker, and we are here every Wednesday night. So please don't forget, you can find us on YouTube, Mixcloud, as well as on TuneIn Radio. Tonight's bumper music was by Lefty Nelson in a song, I Wanna Marijuana. And if you enjoyed tonight's music and his song, then I'm sure you can hear more of it. All you have to do is look him up on YouTube. Tonight on the Pace Radio Show, we're joined by our guest, ChiNini, of the ChiNini Nature's Wonderland, and my joint host, Northern Ontario, Kim Cooper. Well, guys, we're into the last segment here, and I think I'm going to ask ChiNini a question before I hand him back over to Kim.
Go for it, Al.
Okay, you mentioned earlier, ChiNini, about hempcrete, and you had to use that in the building and everything. Is that something, like, where would you get that from?
Hempcrete, you build it. You build it out of hemp.
Yeah, is that something you guys produce yourself, or?
We will be, yes, we will. We'll be looking at once we start growing on the farmland that we were looking at. I can't say it's okay or not because it's a different company that owns the land.
No problem.
But the hemp is they're looking for seeds right now for 125 acres. But after that, we'll be processing to build the home. It'll be simple. It can be easily, quickly, and it built to code requirements. We use solar, wind, and geothermal energy combined with hydrogen fuel cell technology to operate the gas burning stoves, hot water tanks, water tarp, composting toilets, passive solar hot water heating, solar ovens even. It would be lesser dependency on the fossil fuels. And
that's what I was wondering too. Would you be making the biomass fuels out of the hemp?
Yes, biomass. Everything you can make out of hemp. It's a renewable source of all energy.
Yeah. Okay, and one last question before I get back to Kim. Okay, you guys are federally regulated, so would you guys have to deal with the federal government when it comes to the amount of hemp that you would be growing?
In my research, there was no. Just
as far as licensing
chickens,
or anything like that?
I was looking at doing chickens for the farm itself too, alongside the greenhouses for vegetables and food. And when I went to speak with the office here in town, they said there was no real regulation on growing. I never mentioned what I was growing, but being First Nation, there was no regulation on how much or how little even that we could grow. So,
well,
I think
grow away, grow.
Yeah, you have your own laws, you have your own rules. Yeah.
Okay, over to you, Kim.
Thanks very much, Al. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're governed by your own set of laws and your own set of rules. I mean, the OPP and all of that can't even really enter your land to press charges against anybody without authorization from the band council and your reserve police. Is that correct?
Yes, our peacekeepers are the ones who tend to the reserve, and only when it's something that's truly needed by police officers, then they would assist the APS in any investigation.
Right. So that pretty much leaves you guys exempt, and which is a perfect opportunity for First Nations of this country to have a chance to almost have their own monopoly on an up and coming industry in this country that is going to be very large.
Oh yes, I believe it too. It's just like in our peace treaty. Our grandfathers that wrote our peace treaty. It's just like wood. The abundance is there, and we are allowed to use any source of fuels or anything that would create an opportunity for First Nations. If it was plant-based or any type of naturally based, I mean, it's right in our peace treaty anyway. They would be breaking the peace treaty if they said we couldn't.
So we are finally, as a nation and as a race of people here, going back to nature and turning our backs on chemical and turning our backs on fossil fuels, and we're turning our backs on pharmaceuticals, and we're turning our backs on all of this that we've been addicted to for the last century or so. And we're getting back to our roots as a people in nature. And what better place to learn and relearn what we've lost and the knowledge that we've lost in that than going to a First Nations reserve and reconnecting with all of it. It's a perfect opportunity.
Oh yes, especially being Canadian, like we have Canada itself is a nature's wonderland. We have First Nations across the board, all the way through, beautiful people, right? It's just, First Nations have a little bit of hard upcoming now with the housing, water, all the First Nations problems that come with not having a sustainable future. That's what we're trying to create here is ChiNini Nature's Wonderland, ChiNini Living Greenhouses, the Odotum, everything. It's a sustainable project for all our First Nations communities to be able to grow and live and thrive. All we really want to. Sorry?
Yeah, you'd be helping teach everybody to be self-sufficient.
Yep, self-sustaining lifestyle for the masses. I mean, with these teaching opportunities and these programs and these retreats being set up where people that live in the cities and live in the towns and stuff that aren't part of the First Nations reserves, we have an opportunity here to learn and become self-sufficient and become self-sustainable and continue to do what we've been questing to do for quite some time now, and do it with education.
Yeah. And I deal with Crohn's disease, which is some say is connected to stress, and being able to get out into nature, into a relaxing spot like that, to remove the stress, I can see where that the healing part can begin.
Absolutely. Whenever we get back to nature, we begin to heal. I mean, that's been proven. Cannabis is a huge part of that. It's a natural plant that has all of the healing properties in it that chemical companies and the pharmaceutical companies have been trying to create and searching for. This magic plant has been sitting in front of us the whole time, but the government deemed it dangerous. And we've been denied access to that. And it's time to get back to nature and stop outlying nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even what we know now as First Nations. I grew up in the wilderness. How many people in a big city would love to just come up and learn how to survive for a day?
Yeah.
How to create their own teepee, how to build their own teepee, how to build their own sweat lodge, how to bless themselves, how to work with the tools that God gave you. Chances are the lights might go out someday. Cell phones, everything, everybody's talking about everything happening in the planet and pole shifts and everything. what happens when, it would be a perfect opportunity for everybody just to learn how to even survive.
Yeah.
Education is the key, right?
Just getting out of the rat race.
Yeah, whether it be for education or whether it be just for relaxing, because I think even if you were there just relaxing, you'd be educated while you were relaxing.
Yeah,
of course. You're watching your kids do all our programs. You're watching your kids build these structures, or the CSTT program that comes with this, creating cultural structures with traditional teachings. I created that too for the program so that our youth can access. You hear about these people getting lost in the wilderness, but even though you're sitting there watching and enjoying yourself and enjoying what nature has to offer, you're still learning.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Just quickly, we got a few minutes still here left in the program. I just wanted to quickly review some of the things that you offer, as far as, like you mentioned, there's some education. So is there seminars and stuff like that for cannabis for people to learn along that line, or how is all that done?
For the cannabis, I would like to do a First Nation school be called Unique Mother Nature Medicines, and not just for cannabis, but for all Mother Nature's plants. There is a lot of other opportunities out there for other weeds. I even just heard about what's that grows out in your lawn there, and everybody hates them.
Dandelions. Dandelions or thistles.
No, the little crawly ones.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing how it grows wild here, and how much benefit it has for your body, for everything. So if we educate the youth itself, they did it with tobacco. They wanted the control. They got the control. They took it. They started using it as cigarettes instead of the medicational purposes it was meant to use for. And now everybody's smoking. Is this what they're trying to do with cannabis now? Turn it into another drug that you have to do this or do that to quit, or cause havoc for it. When it's a natural cure for pretty much all body ailments.
Will they fill it full of poisons like they do with tobacco? Like they put benzene and strychnine or whatever else they say is in there.
That's the way I feel that the plan is. Once they get control, then they're going to put it there instead of just having a shake smoke, where you just roll them up, put them in your pack, and you got shake smokes for, that are non-high THC or something that keeps you level-headed and on the go,
Yeah.
Well, I've been saying that for years. I don't get high, I get level.
Yep. That's what I feel.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel safety in it. Your anger levels, everything. You're just mellow. You can react to situations. You can cope with not being in nature.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. It makes me clear. It allows me to think more clearly. It allows me to communicate more clearly. It prevents my pain. There's a host of reasons. I haven't had a seizure for over 25 years. And I am now, I think, cancer-free at this moment. One never knows 100%, but I have no cancer symptoms at this moment, thanks to taking cannabis oil capsules. We rely on this in our bodies. It's been proven. We have an endocannabinoid system. This substance is supposed to be in our bodies to regulate our systems and to prevent illness.
Yeah, and the more people learn about that and places like this, like ChiNini's Nature's Wonderland, that can help educate people so that the knowledge gets around, better everybody will be.
Absolutely. I think this is a fabulous project. I can't wait till it gets totally off the ground, and I will definitely be up for the grand opening of the dispensary.
Good.
Yeah, beautiful.
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead, ChiNini.
Oh, no, I was just saying that's beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, we're pretty well at the top of the hour here, yeah. I don't know. Is there anything else that you would like to touch on, ChiNini, that maybe we haven't touched on tonight during the show?
I would say, I don't know. I think we got it all.
I think we got it.
We covered a lot.
Yeah, with your dispensary, your educational center, and that. Yeah.
So, and then making it clear to everyone, this is not just a dispensary aspect, and it's just not an adult resort where you go and smoke cannabis. This is an educational resort, but it's also a place for adults to relax and enjoy, while their kids will be occupied receiving education on nature, not just cannabis, on nature.
Sure. Yes.
Yep, full of nature.
Families can come. Families are always invited, right?
Sorry?
Right. Family settings.
Families, yes. Oh, definitely.
Yes.
This whole the whole idea of this is to have families together. First Nations believe that it's the circle of life. Our families, elders teach youth. Babies go with grandparents. It's a circle of life. There's a place for everybody. Right from a baby to an elder. I have one of our great elders here that would like to do nanobush teachings on the trails for the children, walking around back and showing what we have, what trees are, what species are, bugs even, because we have a problem with that coming in too, where there's other invasive species coming in. So it's not just it's for everything, nature. It's, and everything for you. The cannabis and the hemp aspect of it is beautiful because, like you said, it's part of us. We had it in our systems before they started messing with the water, or before they started, we were drinking water out of lakes, rivers, streams. We were eating foods off the lands. This is full of all the great minerals we need that they've been stripped from us from because Health Canada, you can't drink this, or you have to have this, or it has to be like that. Well, no, that's not how we grew up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all part of the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I can't wait to be part of this in the future. I can't wait to lend a hand wherever I can on getting this project off the ground. If anybody out there can help contribute to this program in any way, financially or by contributing in other ways, anything that you think you can do, please contact ChiNini. And let's see this program get up and off the ground and flourish the way it should.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Bring
Amazing.
education, bring employment, bring all kinds of stuff to the community for sure. Okay, ChiNini, this is the part of the radio show where we ask people for a shout out for their website or person, place, or thing, or if you want to highlight somebody. If you got a website where people can go and find out about your what they're doing here?
We decide. I have a website that's unique.ca, but I would like people to go on the Facebook. Facebook is everything nowadays. It's how you meet and greet, and how you get to meet people, you get to know them. I feel that email is getting a little old. or web pages. I think that firsthand. We have the technology, we can use it, right?
Okay, so how would they find you on Facebook?
It would be ChiNini's Nature Wonderland.
Okay, did you want to spell the ChiNini?
CHI, capital NINI, one word.
Yep.
With the little S at the end. ChiNini's pluralized, and then Nature's Wonderland.
And there you go. Good. Just making sure we get it straight. That's all.
Yes, we definitely want people to be able to contact you. There's no question about that. We need contact from everyone who wants to be involved in this fabulous project.
Yeah, because it sounds really cool. Sounds cool.
Yeah, we have on our webpage, we have our what do you call it? Again, I can't remember what it's called. Our funding part. GoFundMe and stuff like that. Yeah, but for the biggest shout out, I guess I would want to say thank you to my great mother, Eunice, who helped me create unique Mother Nature medicines and show me that, she's the one who actually told me that this is, I was a trucker, right? So you can't do that, across Canada, across U.S. And she was the one who brought me out there in the wilderness and told me and showed me these medicines and, cured me from all my ailments. And she passed last year, and a great woman, she was a great-granddaughter of Chief Shinwakos and Nebragoching, and she lived a beautiful life, 12 children, and, this is all for her.
Wow.
For her and our 8th generation. The 7th generation prophecies are here, where peace and love and harmony are going to inhabit the earth, and I believe it, and the 8th fire is here, and it's time just to go back to nature, It's not go back to First Nations, go back to this, go back to that. No, let's just get back to being people, being one with where we belong, We only got one earth. We got to take care of it.
They say one love, right? One love.
Yep. One love with nature. Absolutely. My most sincere, deepest sympathy for the passing of your mother. But I must say, very strong woman, and I admire her greatly for the son that she has obviously raised so well.
She was a great woman.
Yes.
She was mother to everybody here. There's about 300 of her ancestry here, under her. So, yeah, she has a great family.
Wow. Big family, large family.
Big family.
Sure,
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got a big family.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, Kim, have you got?
I don't have. You know what, Al? I've neglected my shout out tonight. I don't really have one, but actually, one just popped into my head.
There you go. That works.
That works. The Baked Bakers. They were a sponsor for our 420 this year, and they've just won 3rd place prize from the Lift Expo for their baked goods. I think it was their brownie buttercups, I think they were called. I may be mistaken on the actual brand, but it's the Baked Bakers. They've just won 3rd prize from Lift. Fabulous company. Check them out online.
Great. Sounds like a good food to snack on.
They're fabulous.
Okay, few reminders. Let everybody know that on July the 1st, the Pace Radio Show, in conjunction with the 420 Radio Show, Lifestyle Radio, we will be broadcasting live on location from the Peterborough Cannabis Day from noon till 5. We'll be talking to vendors, the musicians, people that are just there, sitting around and participating in this. There's contests and prizes and so on and so forth. So, Braden, Hawkins. Yes, Ronnie Hawkins' son is going to be performing.
Awesome.
Yeah, from 3:30 to 4:20.
Awesome.
And today I was told that more people are going to be coming, sort of like a guest, quietly, sort of. So, yeah. So it'd be interesting. I'm going to be talking to them. So we'll see how that all goes.
I'll be tuning in.
Yeah, it's good.
I'll be tuning in. Northern Ontario will be on the air listening to you guys all day long.
And if you're in a lounge, have them turn it on so that other people can hear it. So.
For sure. I may be up at Shea Willie's, so we'll have her on the air for up there.
Yeah. All right. So just let everybody know that you can find the Pace Radio Show on Facebook, as well as we are on Twitter at Pace Radio. We can also be found at the web at pace-online.ca, as well as by searching for people advocating cannabis education. Thank yous go out to our sponsor, the friendly folks at BMA Hydroponics, who can be found at bmahydroponics.com. CC Nexus, Canada's largest seed wholesaler, found at ccnexus.global. Al Rapp of lifestyleradios.ca. A huge thank you to our guest, ChiNini Ogimaa. ChiNini, can you say your name?
It's ChiNini Nibi Ogimaa.
There you go. Thank you very much. And he's involved in the ChiNini's Nature's Wonderland. And my joint host, Northern Ontario, Kim Cooper. Plus a big thank you to you, our listeners, for tuning into the program. Thank you, and good night.
Good night.
Have a great day.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Why not?
trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions